Nicaragua gang members. And not just in places like Denver, where we knew that Nicaragua story really erupted, but also in the Big Apple as well. Last night, New York got a little safer, and the new DHS secretary was on the scene to capture the ICE operation. But rather than breathing a sigh of relief, rather than stepping up to help make America safer, working with the Trump administration, liberal officials in cities and states plagued by crime, including migrant crime, are siding with illegals. Brandon Johnson in Chicago.
What this administration is attempting to do, he's attempting to get us to surrender our humanity. We're not going to do that in Chicago. There's a real goal here to stoke fear into the American people.
Of course, that's a lie. American citizens have no reason to fear, unless they're someone involved in human or drug trafficking themselves, then they have something to fear. But the empathy always goes one way for these open borders fanatics, to the poor illegals. Because to the fanatics, they're not really illegal aliens. They're not even illegal immigrants. They're simply undocumented Democrats. This from New York AG Letitia James. She says, "My office is aware of the increased presence of ICE across New York City. I'm monitoring the situation to ensure that our laws are being respected and people's rights are not being violated." Think about this. Whether people's rights are being violated? Now remember, she's talking about illegal aliens who had no right to be here. So what about the rights of this poor woman, Debrina Colom, 57 years of age, who was allegedly murdered by illegal alien Sebastian Zepeda Khalil from Guatemala, who, by the way, was deported himself in 2018, only to cross the border again. On December 22nd, Zepeda Khalil casually walked up to the bench where she was sitting, pulled a lighter from his pocket, and then set her on fire. She screamed in agony as she died. Yeah, and of course, this man was in the United States illegally. We know that, 33 years of age. Again, is that individual someone we should actually fight for? Fight for the rights of those people. But the slow-rolling border invasion that settled 15 million illegals here has already cost the American taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars. And it has brutalized countless lives. Not to mention how many entry-level jobs are being taken by illegals, boxing first-time legal job seekers out of the workplace entirely in some cases. And at her first press briefing as White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt was more than ready to answer the usual pro-illegal alien chorus from the media.
ICE arrested 1,179 undocumented immigrants on Sunday, but nearly half of them, 566 of the migrants, appear to have no prior criminal record besides entering the country illegally, which is a civil crime, it's not criminal.
Federal crime.
He said he was going to focus on those violent offenders first. So is violent offenders no longer the predicate for these people to be deported?
He is focused on launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal.
Yes, illegal means illegal. But remember, the elites love their cheap labor.
3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
Oh, we're going to get into her performance today, which was masterful in a little bit. But hallelujah! Now, never forget, though, one of the other reasons the left loves wave after wave of illegal immigrants, new converts. I mean, most people are onto their game at this point, but millions of illegals, many of whom are, sadly, and this is already reported, illiterate in their own languages, they're ripe for the left's anti-American propaganda. So they're new, brainwashed activists who will be, I think, sought after to protest and they hope eventually vote. Eventually, they want them all to speak like this.
What they actually do behind the scenes, they trust will not really get out, and it's part of a different agenda they have, which is really to make America white again. You start having Gestapo raids in America, and we start becoming a country where, as in East Germany, a knock on the door is the thing people are thinking about.
Yes, yes. After it failed miserably in the 2024 presidential election against Trump, they're back to the Hitler routine again. It's always a sure sign they're losing the argument, so what do we expect?